Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the DunnWisdom Morning Show. My name is Melissa P. Dunn. I am the CEO of MD Marketing Network, the founder of this DunnWisdom movement. And now, as of 12 o'clock today, I will be officially a city commissioner for the city of Lauderhill, seat number 2. Super excited about that. If you've been following the story, you know that I successfully won the election. And we are getting sworn in today at 12 o'clock. We'll definitely be live streaming it so that you can watch and celebrate with me. All right, so it is Tuesday, and you know what that means. It means that we are diving deep into another book. It is our My Success Book Club, and today's author has spanned several different genres. He's written children's books, and now he's actually written a book about the possibilities for life. He is a former client and still in my heart a client, a supporter. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Dr. Edward G. Robinson. Good morning, Dr. Robinson. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Ms. Dunn, and it's a pleasure to be here early this morning.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. It's been a minute since we've had a chance to catch up and communicate, right?
Yes, that's correct. And so much has happened in between that time.
All right. Well, why don't you fill our audience in? Let's start with talking about READMAN.
Well, READMAN, who is our superhero for literacy, has really made a great impact on the young people in several communities, especially those communities in need of support and in need of motivation and encouragement in getting them to read. Along with READMAN, we've created different opportunities for boys and girls to not only get the book in written form, but also we have placed it on a USB where they can get a soundtrack of the book as well as READMAN reading to them on the soundtrack. How exciting.
I love it. I love it. You know, when you told me about READMAN about 2 years now? About 2 years ago? I was so intrigued by it because we know that reading is indeed fundamental, but in a lot of communities of color, reading is a challenge. Could you speak a little bit from your background as a former principal and an educator, why it's so critical for us to have, why is reading so important?
Well, as you say, reading, we know should be fundamental, but unfortunately in some of our communities, there is a disparity in our children's ability to read proficiently. As we look around, we know that schools are always graded, on student performance, school performance. But unfortunately, when you dig deep into that performance and you look at the results in reading, our children are scoring much, much lower than their counterparts as it relates to reading. Our proficiency scores are extremely low, and we run into a lot of situations where we are non-proficient readers that lead into a high level of illiteracy.
And that's something that READMAN is the superhero for literacy, is 100% committed to stamping out. I want to bring in our co-host. I call my audience, I'm like a little bit like Wendy Williams, she refers to her audience as her co-host. So good morning, Ms. Joy. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning. Good morning. READMAN, yay. So if you're watching and you want to join the conversation and become my co-host, please type in your questions, your comments, even if it's just to say good morning. You want to make sure that you are a part of the conversation. So what inspired you to create the READMAN character, Dr. Robinson?
Well, once again, as an administrator on all levels. I've been an elementary, middle, and high school administrator. And I noticed that there is once again, disparity when it comes down to our boys and girls reading proficiently. And therefore, my wife and I, who is one of my co-creators of READMAN, we noticed that we needed to create something that will generate excitement. And we pondered, and we said a superhero.
I
Kids
love
are
it.
superheroes, and you have to start at the foundational level, and that's why our focus is on pre-K students, first grade, second grade, because by the time they get to third grade is when the real standardized tests kick in and data is starting to be recorded.
Yeah, I get it. In fact, I was so grateful when you were the one to kind of explain to me how important that FSA reading exam is, that the Department of Education gives out in the state of Florida. I had no clue.
Yes, that's true. That's how they track our reading proficiency levels based on the FSA, the Florida Standard Assessment, and those scores are populated, and schools are given their scores based on the performance of reading and math. And therefore, we look back at our predominantly inner city schools and we see that their proficiency levels are not in part with those in our more suburban communities.
So, as a parent who may be watching this either live or on the replay, what can they do with tools like READMAN and other books? What can they do to develop a passion for reading in their kids?
Well, that's a very good question, Melissa. First thing that they need to demonstrate reading by reading with their children, setting up in the house a reading corner, getting them books that may show interest in some of the things that they enjoy doing, going out to a field trip to the library after the COVID has passed us on.
Yeah.
Taking those trips to the library and just getting more involved and actively involved with their children's progression on reading.
I love that idea about creating a reading corner in your house. I think that's a really cool idea. Do you know, one of the things that I've tried to do in the past is instead of giving books, instead of giving like toys, I sometimes also include a book in there somewhere. So they have some fun things to play with, but then some fun and interesting books too. Christmas is coming. It's the perfect timing.
That's true. That's true. And they need something tangible. Let me feel. Let me turn the page. Let me explore through reading. We know we're in this technology era now where everything is on a laptop or, on some type of technology device, but we're getting away from the basics of books, of pages. And that's why, READMAN is trying to get kids inspired and encouraged early to a book and read.
Well, that's so important. If you would like to check, and I love READMAN, so I 100% endorse the book. We actually worked with you on bringing the books to life through a series of videos. So I know it's really amazing stories. It'd be a fabulous gift. You can go to justreadman.com if you want to get it for your grandchildren or for your kids, or even just, your neighbor, right? That's so important. Let's check back in with our co-host who we have here. Hey, Miss Portia, good morning to you as well. We have some folks tuning in from YouTube. Hey, the Diamond Butterfly, good morning. Thanks for watching. And of course, Miss Marcia Carter-Wright, thank you for watching. Good morning to you as well. I want to hear from the audience. Have you guys ever given kids books for a gift for Christmas? What do you think about the idea of doing that? Let me know what your thoughts are. And while we do that, so you have READMAN, which is a series of children's book, but you also have another book that just came out, right?
Yes, and I am extremely excited about my latest release. My latest release is entitled From Purpose to Fulfillment. From Purpose to Fulfillment, and it is a life's journey of faith and challenges that I have experienced as I pursue my purpose.
I love that. So what is your purpose, Dr. Robinson? What do you see as your purpose?
Well, in life, we all have a purpose, but not all of us adhere to the calling of that purpose. I
Mm,
feel that my purpose has been given to me to support children. Children
yes.
have always been at the forefront of what I do as an educator, as a musician, and as a mentor. I feel that my calling has been there for children and to ensure that all children are treated with dignity and respect despite their ages.
Yes. And their circumstances, right? Because we know
Oh,
sometimes our babies are born in poverty and sometimes our babies are born in home that's not as loving and kind as we would want. So we got to make sure that we're enveloping them up in a whole bunch of love and support.
that is so true because in life we all are challenged in different ways. And
Mm-hmm.
some challenges are designed to build character, strength, endurance, and in faith, while others determine one's ability to fulfill a task in a timely manner and with fidelity. And that's where I come in, fulfilling my task. My God given gift is being used to support others.
When did you discover your purpose?
Well, I discovered my purpose at an early age. In fact, growing up in a large family, and you can refer to my first book. My first book was entitled From Poverty to Purpose. I discovered that I had to make a decision to make a choice, take a
Hmm.
chance, and create a change.
Yes. Woo, say that again. Let me zoom in on you for the close up for that one, Dr. Robinson. Say that again.
Yeah, I had to make a choice in my life to take a chance to create a change. And I have been driven and driving my life off of those three C's: choices, chances, and changes. Because you must make a choice to take a chance on your life if you want to see a change.
I love that. I love that. Let's bring in our audience again. Let's see what Marcia is saying. I have always given books to children as language art. Oh, you're a language arts teacher. Okay, that's awesome, Marcia. Fantastic. I love that. Good morning, Allison. Thank you so much for joining the discussion. Good morning, Sophia. Thanks for tuning in. And so Portia says that she loves the idea of giving books as presents. Me too, Portia. I love it. All right. So Dr. Robinson is such a treasure who cares deeply for our children and our community. He has made such an impact on our children besides being the ultimate musician and caretaker of Black culture. I love that. I actually want to explore that too, being the musician and the caretaker of Black culture. Could you speak into that a little bit, Dr. Robinson?
Well, and thank you, Charlene. Thank you for that response. I truly appreciate that. Uh, as a musician, I have been given those musical genes by my mom, who is a fantastic musician throughout South Florida and internationally as well. Well, through my musical talents and ability, it has opened up doors beyond measures, doors in which I just probably wouldn't be able to have gone through had I not referred back on my musical gift, not talent, my gift.
Mm,
A talent is something that you can develop, but a gift is something that's handed down to you from above.
yes, something that's natural.
That's natural.
I love it. I love it. So, oh, Miss Holloway. Hey, Miss Holloway. Good to see you. So she says, love and appreciation. She loves and appreciate you, Dr. Robinson. Choice, change, and well, it was choice. What's the three C's again?
Choice, chance, and change.
Choice, chance, and change. Fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good morning, Carol. Thanks for joining us this morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then Travis says good morning to you. He says he needs information on purchasing the book. Travis, I'm going to put it up again so that you can see it. The book is available on Amazon. The new book, the new book, right, is available on Amazon. And Just READMAN is available at justreadman.com.
That's correct.
All right, fantastic. So, what were the things that you learned most about yourself through the course of writing the book?
Well, once again, I truly learned that my life was truly given a purpose, and that purpose was to go out and make young people feel wanted, make young people feel that their voices can be heard and can make an impact. Throughout my journey, one of the most impressionable moments of my journey of faith throughout the challenges that I had to overcome was a situation where I took a group of 40 students to perform in Washington, D.C. at a conference at a America Sings Festival. And it was such a great experience during that trip. But unfortunately, on our way back to Miami, our train derailed.
What? You with 40 children and oh my goodness, I can imagine how that must have felt for you.
It was a life-changing moment, knowing that the responsibility of these children lied within my hands.
Yes.
And it's something that you got to read the book. The book basically takes it step by step from the time the train derailed until the time we got back in Miami, in which I was the only one that was seriously injured. But I did not know that I was injured because the adrenaline level was so high that I made sure that I got all 40 students off of that train that had overturned, and fumes of fire and fuel, diesel fuel, permeating the entire car that we were on.
Wow. Well, God was definitely with you that day. Thank God you have recovered. You're well. And thank God that all 40 of those babies came home to their parents well.
That's so true. And once again, that showed me that my life had purpose.
For sure, for sure. What other obstacles have you had to overcome on your journey?
Well, first of all, one of the obstacles as I entered grad school, and particularly, the University of Miami, as well as my doctorate in Nova Southeastern University, I had to overcome just the mere fact of being accepted as an African American into the classrooms of a predominantly Anglo society. And I say that to say, as a student in my master's program, being the only Black student in most of my classes, I almost had to prove myself worthy to them of being in the program. And once again, through my faith and my beliefs, God showed them through me that He is this.
Yes.
Is this. And I came out of a 2-year master program in 1 year.
I'm not surprised. You are amazing, Dr. Robinson. I'm not surprised.
In my doctoral program, once again, I was maybe one of 3 African Americans in that program, which was a 4-year program. But through the grace of God, once again, I completed that program in 2 years.
Discipline and hard work. It goes back to the whole 3 C's, right? Choice, chance, and change.
That's correct. Sometimes when that clear path is not there in front of you, you have to be the change element. and you have to create your own path. That path will lead you to your purpose. And once you find your purpose, it is up to you to fulfill that purpose.
I love it. I love it. Once again, you guys, the book is available on Amazon. We always encourage folks to support our authors when they come on the My Success Book Club segments of the DunnWisdom Morning Show. So you can do a search on Amazon for Dr. Robinson, and you can also go to justreadman.com to get the children's book. I'm telling you, either way, you can knock out 2 or 3 of your Christmas presents with one author, right? He has something for the young people in your life, and then he also has stuff for the adults in your life. Checking in with our co-host again. All right. Oh, look at that. I didn't realize Miss Marcia was your brother. She says, little brother, you are impressive and inspiring me this morning. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Thanks for writing that comment. You have anything to say to your sister?
I love you, Marcia. I know you're a retired educator, and I have joined you in the retirement ranks. And you have always been a true lover of literacy, as I have known you as I've grown up. Love you, Marcia.
Fantastic. And then Ellen says, good morning from Howard and her.
Oh,
good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Elaine and Howard. They are 2 of my best friends. Howard, I mentioned Howard in my book. Howard is the tour agent that was responsible for getting me to Washington, D.C.
Wow.
My students, as well as getting me to Australia with my chorus from the Bahamas. Thank you, Howard. Thank you, Elaine.
So they are part of your journey, right? As you fulfill your purpose on earth.
Yes.
Exactly. I love it. And then Portia White says, awesome job, Dr. Robinson.
Thank you, Portia.
Fantastic. So do you have any final words of wisdom?
Well, yes, I do, Melissa. And once again, before I even give you my final words, I want to just congratulate you, for being the type of person and having the opportunity and the experience in meeting you and working with you and just seeing your genuine love for what you do as you help people. I appreciate you very much. And thank you for inviting me to your show. And my words of wisdom is, once you find your purpose, because everyone in life, everyone has a purpose. It is up to you to fulfill that God-given purpose that has been placed upon your life. Purpose can come in many forms, many shapes, but once you find that shape and form, pursue it. You're going to run against obstacles. You're going to have challenges, but it is your faith that will see you through those challenges and lead you to your purpose.
I love that. Powerful words indeed, Dr. Robinson. Thank you so much. If you'd like more information, please do follow Dr. Robinson on social media. On Instagram and Facebook, it's just READMAN19. And of course, you may email him at ermusicman@bellsouth.net. Thank you so much, Dr. Robinson. I look forward to working with you and seeing what we can do about reading in my city of Lauderhill. So I know we'll be collaborating a lot in the future.
It would be my pleasure as well as honor to work with you, Melissa.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in for this next episode of today's episode of the DunnWisdom Morning Show. I'm cutting it about 5 minutes short today so that I can get ready. As I mentioned, I'm getting sworn in today, and so my face is all done. Thank you, Yannick, for doing my makeup. And we will be sharing it live on social media for you, okay? Remember, be kind and loving to yourself because you absolutely deserve it. Be well.